Joining us now is Amanza Smith from Selling Sunset. It's good to see you.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. So I want to start here. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah? After the health scare?
Yeah, I'm still recovering. I'm slower than I used to be. Everything hurts. I'm still on a lot of medication, so that's like kind of getting redundant, but very grateful to be alive and just working through all the kinks now with my new spine.
Yeah.
Yeah, physical therapy and,
So what happened? Because I was reading you were at Mary Fitzgerald's house, helping her decorate, and then?
we were just having a normal girls' night. I mean, it has nothing to do with like what was actually going on, but that's when it was just like a normal night. I woke up the next day and I couldn't get out of bed. Like I couldn't step onto my feet because my back was just in so much pain. And that went on for about a month, like off and on, like just really like kind of limping around and not really knowing what was up. I thought, okay, I'm in my mid 40s, like my back's gone out. I was like, it's time.
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
Yeah.
Went to the emergency room once before I was actually admitted, and they did a scan and told me I was having a back spasm.
Oh.
And so they sent me home with steroids, muscle relaxers, and like some really strong ibuprofen. That helped for a bit, and then it got exponentially worse to the point where I couldn't walk. For 2 days, I literally crawled on my hands and knees to go to the bathroom, and my friend had come over to help me take care of the kids. She was like, you're going to the hospital tomorrow. If you're not ready by 9:30 a.m., calling the ambulance, this is ridiculous, you're in so much pain. So I went, they did a scan, and they admitted me, and I was there for 31 days because come to find out I had a severe blood infection that had turned to osteomyelitis, which is when it attacks the bone. And so it was sitting on my vertebrae and literally just deteriorating my vertebrae. And so they told me, had I waited 1 or 2 more days, I might not be here to be talking about this. Yeah, it was so severe. So I was in the hospital 31 days, 2 major spine surgeries, a couple of blood transfusions. I had a really tough time, but I'm back.
Yeah.
I just have a bit of titanium in my spine now and some screws and rods, and grateful to be here. But yeah, it was definitely a whirlwind of a summer.
And I can only imagine too how scary that must have been for you as a mother with children.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, I didn't really know. They keep you informed in the hospital just enough to kind of tell you what they're doing to you, what medications and what procedures, but I wasn't even fully aware of how severe it was until I was released. And then when they told me, like I had almost passed away a couple of times, like it was really, I'm still sort of processing everything. It's been a few months now that I've been out, but it's like, yeah, really eye-opening as far as just staying on top of your health. And when something is that severe pain-wise, go get it checked out. You never know what it could be. And I'm just really grateful that, I got there before it was too late.
Yeah, and also I can imagine that after going through something as traumatic as this, your perspective on life is different now on the other side.
Yeah, I will say there are moments where I'm like, okay, I'm definitely supposed to be here. I feel like that's been solidified. And I just feel more, motivated to try to figure out what is it that I'm here for? Like, I feel like this was such an eye-opener that I want to make sure that I do the most that I can with the days that I've been given. I was already a really positive person anyway, but this really kind of kicked me into high gear as far as like making sure that I try to use this platform that I've been given to, for the better good, to get a message out, like whatever it is. I want to just try to do the most that I can because I feel like I've been given a second chance at life, and it would be really unfortunate if I just let that go to waste. So that's motivating, but also feels like a lot of pressure on myself at the same time, whilst trying to heal and trying to make up for the time that I lost over the summer. It was like a chunk of my summer just went away. The kids were still in school when I got admitted into the hospital. They got out of school about a week into my stay, and then I got out and like they're back at school and everything. It's like a big chunk of my life just like went away. And so I've been just trying to play catch up and It's been a really strange summer.
And probably also processing what happened. Because even just hearing you say that, it wasn't just one time that you almost died, it was multiple times that you almost died.
Yeah, there was a couple times. I mean, there was the blood transfusion was one, the surgery that was supposed to be between 2 and 4 hours that ended up being 6 hours. I was supposed to get discharged at one point, and in the middle of the night, I spiked a fever of 105. My blood pressure dropped, my heart rate, went through the roof. Like there was, and at the time, I was just sort of going through the motions and, doing whatever they told me to do to stay in a positive headspace. But then afterwards, just hearing like all the stories, like there were multiple people that came to visit me in the hospital that I don't remember being there. I was like, wait, I thought we just FaceTimed.
Yeah.
And it was just like sort of all a blur.
Something else I know that came out of this moment in your life of being in the hospital was a reconciliation with Chrishell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to continue to say that has nothing to do with exactly what was going on. I don't want to be like, oh, I almost died, so can we be friends again? That's definitely not how it went down. It's just one of those things where, all the petty nonsense that we sometimes get wrapped up in on Selling Sunset, the, nonsense drama, it really puts that into perspective. And I just wanted to make sure that, she reached out to me when I was in the hospital. It meant a lot. And it just, I've mended not a lot of friendships, like not that I had a lot of friendships that had fallen to pieces, but just made sure that people know that you love them. If there's been any sort of drama in the past, just sort of squashing it, because life is so short and so unexpected. And yeah, but it's nice to have her back as a friend. It's really kind of like no time has passed, and we both have moved on in a really positive way. So I'm grateful for that.
So y'all are good now.
Yeah, we're good.
This upcoming season of Selling Sunset, will we see
Yes.
why there was
Yes.
this riff?
Yes, you will. And we both have spoken about that. Like when we go to the reunion and we have to rehash this, we're not walking away that day upset again. Like we've buried the hatchet and we've moved on, and I'm just grateful to have her back in my life as my friend. She was a dear friend. It's just, it almost seems so petty now, And I mean, honestly, it was. In the grand scheme of things, I'm, happy to be.
Was it a
done with
work-related
that.
thing? Was it a personal thing?
It was a work-related thing, and then we made up, and then some other things happened, like behind the scenes, that sort of like carried on, and you'll see.
We'll have to wait and see.
You'll see.
Yeah. Is that hard, being on a reality show, watching it back after? Because you all don't know, what happens with the people that you're in the scenes with, right?
Right.
But then those confessionals, you don't know what people are saying about you.
Yeah, there's that, and then you don't know we're not in every scene, right? So I don't know when Mary's filming with Emma or Chrishell's filming with Chelsea, or we only know what we film, what we talk about that day at our event or whatever, and then you see it back and you're like, oh, okay, so they had a whole conversation about this. It is it's interesting. It's mental torture, like to some extent, because you live it, like for example, Chrishell and I, we've made up, and then we're gonna have to watch it back and sort of like go through the motions again, and then you've got all the fans or the haters or whatever on social media that chime in afterwards, and you just have to really like kind of mentally psych yourself out and know like that was the past. If we bury the hatchet, it's over, and move on. But yeah, it's like, let's show the world our trauma, and then let's relive it and talk about it like over and over again months later.
It's hard.
It can be difficult.
What else are we gonna see on season 7?
Let's see. We go to Cabo. That's a nice little destination filming week. More amazing real estate. Obviously the outfits and the hairdos and the makeup and all that is always on point. And I think I really find my voice this season. I've seen, the screeners, and I'm like, oh, I had a lot to say. I didn't realize. So I'm not just so level-headed Amanza, which obviously Chrishell and I have our little beef, unfortunately. But yeah, that's pretty much.
Is that scary to be in this new space where you're utilizing your voice in a different way than you have in the past?
Oh yeah, I usually get like really nice comments and a lot of like positive fan interaction. I'm fully expecting that could change. Because we've all also been on for so many seasons. We have our own kind of groups of fans that are really strong. Like, you know, Chrishell's fans really love Chrishell. My fans really love me. So if there's any drama between, you know, two people, the other person's fans will just come guns a-blazing.
Yeah. Do you have any regrets about doing a reality show?
No.
No?
I don't. It's changed my life and my children's lives in a positive way. I mean, all of the drama and sort of like mental anguish that comes with it is very minimal compared to the opportunities that it's given us and the platform that it's given me to speak about the things that I, you know, really firmly believe in. I'm a very big advocate for mental health. Just this health issue. When I posted about it when I was in the hospital, there's so many people that have experienced the same thing with maybe not such a positive outcome. And so it's a really great platform. And also it's a lot of fun. I mean, I'm really close friends with so many people on the show. And it's fun to get to go through that with your best friends. And Mary and I have been best friends for 23 years. Jason, Brett, and I have known one another for 23 years. It's really cool to have this opportunity and just get to go through it with your friends. I don't know that it would be so easy if I was just like the Lone Ranger and didn't really know the people as well as I do.
Yeah.
But it's cool.